Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. This is Kendra. So, continuing with Beauty and the Beast, we're going to go on to this. This is the 2017 live action remake of this. You know, this that won a Best Picture Oscar. Before there was an animated series or animated section. So in this film, this is biting cat. The story is pretty much the same. Belle she's a different type of girl. She lives in a boring town. She's the daughter of an inventor. He goes off and she's the town heartthrob Gaston, which, by the way, if I remember correctly in French, means just the boy. Which is literally Gaston just means boy. So it's actually an insult. So, and of course his sidekick, which is Le Fou, which means the fool. So you have the fool, it's the sidekick to the boy, basically. If you say Gaston, you're literally calling over a waiter, and it's an insult. It's an insult in French. So he wants to marry her. She wants nothing to do with him. She's very much a bookworm. All this is very similar, identical to the book. Her father is, he's a painter or he's an inventor in this. He's played by Kline. She's more of an inventor in this. But her father's going off. He ends up in the Beast's castle. Similar to the thing. He picks a rose. She comes to him. She takes his place. Similar things go on, where she and the Beast have to get along. There's a few other different things. He's a little bit more arrogant in this. They have more backstory because they find out, okay, his mother died when he was young. His father was a douchebag, and this is why everybody was transformed. And if he doesn't get a woman to fall in love with him by the time the last petal falls, everybody becomes antiques. And yeah, that's directly quote. So, as opposed to the old one where it's kind of less ambiguous of what happens to his servants if he stays a beast forever. And in this one, if she doesn't fall in love with him, they turn into household objects and he stays a beast forever. So, there's that. I don't like that. The thing that I'm taking some of this from a Lindsay Ellis video that I watched a while ago. I do admire her. She's not on YouTube anymore because YouTube nasty to her, so she has better things to do, like write books. And yes, I have seen this. My daughter's obsessed. Okay, we've watched live action Beauty and the Beast. She thinks the Beast is scary, and that's why she likes it. So, we have watched it. That's the reason it's currently in our DVD player. This does not have anything in it. As I will represent. It is currently in our DVD player. Well, it's been a while since she's actually turned it on. So I have no idea how safe the DVD is. But again, yeah, so you had that ticking time bomb. And most of it's the same in there. There's a little bit more background and then she's obsessed with trying to find out who her mother is. And it turns out her mother died of plague in Paris. No, it does not do anything. They go back in time and find out why her father stopped painting because her mother died of plague in Paris. That serves no purpose. We don't need that backstory. She's an inventor in this, and the townspeople do not like her. There's a big thing with she's teaching other girls to read, which, on a historical standpoint, it's stupid because Beauty and the Beast, the original tale, was written, the shortened version, they came out in a women's magazine. So, yeah, girls were reading this, obviously. It wasn't just, it was the original story that I covered. Check that video out. It goes, the original book story is really, really interesting. So it's not like they didn't have stuff to work with to make this far more detailed and make more sense. But nonetheless, So, but again, this was written for women. So that shows up, and they like break her washing machine, which again is really, really stupid. They now made Gaston part of the war, and now he freaks out and has PTSD, which is weird and makes no sense. Essentially, what it seems, and I kind of got this again from Lindsay Ellis's videos, is they were responding to criticism of the original fairy tale and trying to make it more sense. Make more sense. They were trying to make a fairy tale make more sense. They were trying to fix a film that in animation won a Best Picture Oscar. Yeah, don't fix what's not broken. Is this a bad film? No. It just has issues. It has issues. And it's not the acting. The acting is fine. I do not mind Emma Watson, who plays Belle in this. Is she a great singer? No. But not her fault. I do not blame actors. I blame directors and casting directors. And the Beast is a little bit more of a douche. And again, you have the whole backstory of, because he was an abused child, he became a bit of a dick, and then the fairy transforms him. So and of course the objects blame themselves because they didn't protect him, which again makes no sense. They're servants in a castle in an absolute monarchy. Yeah, no. They couldn't have done anything. It's victim blaming. It's victim blaming. It's nonsense. And again, they try to make her more of an inventor. I think that is part of Emma Watson's personality. My only issue, of course, with Emma Watson is she refuses to wear the corset in this, and she acts like it's women's liberation kind of thing, rather than, being an intelligent human being and researching corsets and realizing they were the bras of the time period and weren't restrictive. And if you actually got one personally, she actually bothered to get one personally made for her to fit her body, it probably would have been really comfortable and it would have been a little bit more period accurate. Again, if she'd bother to do her research and pay attention and not throw this off on, this is, I want to be some modern woman, rather than realizing, one, you're in a fairy tale, two, corsets had nothing to do with restrictions, and that was a whole men made this up thing. So, and corsets were actually there to help, one, support the back and support the skirts that they were wearing. But again, this is a fairy tale and not historical accuracy, but still, it's a very pretty film. Do I have my criticisms? Obviously. But let's get into who is acting in this film. So I'm going to jump over here. So obviously you have Emma Watson, who's playing Belle. The Beast is voiced by Dan Stevens, and I believe that's the final actor because he does transform. Gaston is played by Luke Evans. LeFou is played by Joss Gad. Of course, you have Kevin Kline, who plays Maurice. The Enchantress is played by an actress by the name of Hattie Moran. I have no idea who Chloe Todd is. She's played by Hayden Gwen. I think that's one of the different creatures. And they have a whole bunch of other people who are part of the film. Ewan McGregor plays Lemire. You have the Sir Ian McKellen, who plays Cogsworth. You have Emma Thompson, who is the voice of Miss Potts. You have a young man by the name of Nathan Mack, who plays Chip. Let's see. I'm going to kind of go through. And those are all pretty much the main characters. An actor by the name of Adam Mitchell plays the young prince. His mother's played by Harriet Jones, because these are all in back story. And Tom Turner plays the king, so you see a little bit of that. A little princess girl by the name of Daisy Desmel plays Belle, so she cannot be on screen that long if there's just one. Otherwise, they do twins. So, Belle's mother is played by an actress by the name of Zoe Ranny, and you really don't see much of her either. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go into the rest of the actors because they do have a lot. Female villagers, debutantes, and all sorts of things. So, but this came out in 2017. Again, it's very pretty. I mean, it is a beautiful film. I do enjoy the costuming. Are they historically accurate? No. Do they need to be? No. It's a fantasy film. Um, I still love the dress in Cinderella, which again, they would probably have benefited from a corset rather than all those bloody layers, because that dress was darn heavy from what I've read. I have reviewed that before. You can check that out. That's actually the one I like. This one is okay. Would I recommend it? Yeah. Is it great to, when you have older kids, to compare these two? Oh yeah. But they're Disney films. I may have my issues with Disney as a corporation, but their animation, particularly the Renaissance stuff, is really, really good. And my daughter's obsessed with princesses. And I do like Belle. Again, I have my issues with Emma Watson's portrayal here, but that's not entirely her fault. That's, again, the writers and the directors of this. And those are very much the people who you kind of look to, and it's like, okay, they're the ones who are directing this. So, and strangely enough, Emma Watson was born in France. So she does in fact speak French. So that's something. And I do enjoy Emma Watson. She's a decent actress. Of the Harry Potter actresses, let's face it, Daniel Radcliffe's the one who has the massive career. And he's the one who's really done stuff. But this is a good film. So that's it for this review and my ranting. Again, I do prefer the animation. My daughter prefers this one, but again, they're both really good films. Again, it has its issue because they try to fix problems they shouldn't. It's an enchanted castle. You don't need an explanation. It's an enchanted castle. It's just an enchanted castle. Leave it at that. But they don't need some weird backstory. They just don't. They just add an extra stuff. I do love Kevin Kline, who plays in this. He's probably one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite actors. So, like and subscribe. I will be covering more Beauty and the Beast. There's a television show which I'll briefly review. There's some older films that I will review as well. I'm also reviewing basis books. I'm now being meowed at. Definitely check out the book reviews, particularly the original story, which is already posted. Because goodness gracious, that's interesting. There's a whole lot there. So, again, like and subscribe, check out the rest of the channel, and leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.